How is my spirituality connected to my art? Well, I believe that, and I've seen that the power of art is that it can change the person that's doing it as well as the person who's observing it. And I saw that because I did some studying in art therapy, so I saw it operating in there. And then in teaching the mandala painting, I could see for myself as well as for other people, you could see things in the mandala painting that you're not aware of. You're not aware of it consciously yourself. So it's a way of mining your subconscious. And then when you can see what is, because you see it on paper, you can make choices from that. Choices that could change your behavior, change the way you look at the world, or whatever. So I did a lot of that for a lot of years, right? Doing large mandalas that would take maybe a year to finish, taught it. And then how this connected into my work now is I still paint and do art from here. Like I have to feel it in here, and I have to have a reason. It's not like I sort of can go and say, well, I'm going to do a building, or I'd like to do those flowers, right? Unless those flowers have some real meaning to me and I have something I want to say about them, right? And I've seen it change me as I do more and more painting. I learned to take more risks. Could go back to mandala painting, but I saw in my mandala painting things, almost predictions of where I was going to go. It sounds a little bit wooey, but I mean, it really is, right? I saw where I was going to live in Courtenay. I had painted it actually into the mandala, and when I looked out the window to the place I moved to in Courtenay, it was like I'd taken a snapshot of Denman Island, because I was in Royston, right? So, and that's then when I read. When I read, I see one or two or three words that are put together really, really well. And like, those things will stick in my head, and I can sort of go from there into a painting. And yeah, the two sometimes kind of go together, my reading and my paintings. And yeah, the spirit part of it, being what's inside of me, is more important than the outside, which comes to the reason why I do so many of the women, right, that I do. They're sort of almost a visual depiction of me, but also of all women, and that our body is, well, I always say, like, our body is our only home, which it really, really is, right? And we decorate it, whether we decorate it by tattoos or clothing or whatever, right? It's almost like if you strip all that away, there's just the essence of who we are. And that's where the basis of my paintings come from. What is my dream for my art making in the future? I have a dream. And my dream is that my work would have a show in Spain or Malta or Mexico or another country, and that it would be appreciated there. In this show that I had here, I had two women who looked at my work and had tears in their eyes. And I know why they identified with my work here, because I was expressing how I was feeling after surgery, right? And they obviously had the same surgeries. Not that I want to make people cry, right? You know, hopefully I'm going to be able to do my next set of work, which has got to do with freedom and open spaces and, you know, this cowgirl even gets the blues or something like that, right? Because I'm from the prairies, right, and all that open space rather than not the city. I miss that. I'm starting to miss some of that. I'd like to have a balance between city and that. So my dream is that I will get a show in some other country, and there I will study that culture and be able to paint in that culture something expressive, whatever it is. I also have a dream to see my art make change in a positive way, which is why when I'm doing my openings, I like to have a raffle for one of my prints, and then the money goes to help a less fortunate person. In this case, it was in Capastani, to try and do a scholarship for a girl to get to boarding school for a year. So that's kind of part of my opening thing, where I always will try and have it be of value to do some kind of social change, right? I would also like to be able to create work in the future that not only brings, a sense of calm to people, or helps them express emotions or identify with or whatever, but would maybe help them do some questioning about, to contemplate their own questions, basically. And it sounds so up there, right? But that would kind of help people think about peace. Whether it's peace in their own life, or in their community, or in the larger community. And I guess we have to start in our own life. Right? We have to start with being at peace with ourselves, so that we can do something on the outside. So I have a dream.